Afternoon all, how we doing? I've got to get my chat. I can't find my chat. Where's my chat gone? My chat's not popped out. What's going on? What is going on? Right, let me get chat sorted. Right, that should be sorted. Yes, there we are. How are we doing anyway? We got batteries? Yeah, I got enough batteries for a minute. Day 2. You're right, Doug. Day 2. Christmas with the crazy crunchers. We got a few in already. I haven't turned my lights on. I think I have to have some goat action while I go and sort my lights out in a minute. I'll get in trouble by Mrs. Cruncher else. There you go. Can have a look at goats playing with today's project. With the lovely Christmas radio playing as well, which I know you all love that. So I'm going to get me lights done. I'll be in big trouble else. The Santa's fireplace is not lit either. Oh my. None of me Christmas trees are on. Oh. Can't get the staff these days. That's the trouble. So I was messing about trying to find out a bit more about this Velleman kit, but more of that in a minute. That's better. Ah. Now we got some lights. We have lights. Right. So we've got a few in. We got Michael Hyde, afternoon Michael, Rob Hall, Cody's Paul. Tea time at Cody's Towers. Hello and goodbye. That's nice, Paul. I thought I'd come on a bit later today, give people a chance to sort of get home from work, because I know a lot of you are still working. Hi Rob. Hi Nick. Billy Lockhorst. Good evening, Billy. Phil Taylor. Hi Phil. Mike Atlantis. Jess. Hope we mend the hacker tonight. I don't know if we're going to be on the hacker tonight, Jess. We've got something to build tonight. Evening, George. Might catch the last 3 hours of the stream later. I won't be on that late. It's 7:30 on the dot tonight, people. Pizza night tonight. Hi, Theo. Good one. Evening, Benji. Video Monkey. It's going a bit quick. Evening, Barry. Colin. Hi, Colin. Dave Roberts. Hi, Dave. Mrs. Cruncher's downstairs. She got the fire on and the wine out. So, might not get any tea tonight. You never know. Evening, Doug. Daniel's already on the train home. No worries, mate. Lights, camera, action. Mr. E. Very quiet. Very quiet, am I? Hey. Hi, Douglas. How are you? Dave Edge. Hi, Dave. You Pateru Killer. Yeah. It's not very well. I've put it all back together and no worky. Well, it does work of a sorts, but it's not picking up any stations and there's no display. So we've definitely been fried even further on than I was hoping. Hi, Brett. How are you? Cyberflyer. Hi, Cyber. Rob Cross. Only just in from work. Andrew Little Boy. Hi, Andrew. Message retracted. Anyway. So today, I mean, Christmas, the latest from the Christmas wardrobe, from my favourite film ever of all time. Favourite Christmas film anyway. Just what you need after a 10-mile run this afternoon. What, the lovely music. I can turn it up. Anyway, so yeah, today we're going to play with the Velleman kit. There seems to be a lot of people have bought these and made them. Some, like me, have bought them and never made them. I've had this one for well over 2 years now. In fact, maybe even longer than that, because I really didn't see the need to build it because I already had one, didn't I? That was the issue. So we need to make a start and get one of these, another advent calendar open, because there's an important one here. So let's just go over to the webcam and we'll have a look at my St Austell Ale beer calendar. It's only me, isn't it, that could have a beer calendar. Hi Terry, new subscriber. You're going to catch up after your dinner. Oh, welcome Terry. Good to have you on board, mate. So, you know, it'd be wrong of me not to have a beer, wouldn't it? So let me pop over out the way and we'll see what we've got on today's beer calendar. So number 2. So number 1 we had yesterday, obviously. Number 2, hopefully there's something in here. And there is. Oh, I've never seen that one before. Looks like we've got a bottle of Eden Pilsner from the Eden Project. So we're back in Jess's neck of the woods now, down in Cornwall. So there we go, number 2 opened. Plenty more to go yet though. No, we don't picture in picture. Because, you know, the pubs are open now, aren't they? It's opening time, or where they can open. Right, let me get back to my screen. I can't see what on earth is going on here now. Ah, okay. Well, we need to try our Eden Pilsner. What is this all about then? It's obviously brewed by St Austell's Brewery. 4.5%. Pilsner's like a lager, isn't it? It's made with English and European hops. I'm not a massive fan of Pilsners, but I don't mind a Pilsner, to be honest. Usually quite refreshing, isn't it? So let's get it open and have a look see. Let's zoom that out a little bit, boy. So I don't think we're going to need the hot air station tonight. It's mainly going to be soldering exercise tonight, I think. So let's get this one open. I'm thirsty. We've been out for a walk today and a couple people have said about, oh no, I've knocked the goats. Oh, they ain't going to be happy. Oh, I know, stop it, I know. Sorry. Yes. Was it on purpose? I didn't do it on purpose. Right, let's get the beer mug out. Let's get it filled up. Let's get the important stuff out of the way first. Now, I've not even touched a hacker radio today. You need a beer calendar as well, Video Monkey. You can't beat it. Yeah, nice dark ales this time of year, Doug, isn't it, really? That's the order of the day. Pilsner's quite refreshing. I am quite thirsty because, I say, we've been out for a walk in the woods with the dogs. Now, Doug, I'm hoping for big things from you today, Doug, because you built that kit that we gave away, and Mr. Cody's won. I believe he's still using it. We've not seen a video of him using it yet, though, but I'm sure we will. Yeah, that's nice. Nice. So, I've got the kit. So how many of you have actually got one of these or built one? How many have done it? Evening, Theo. Different tea bag. God. So when I bought this kit, and I say it was quite some time, it was at least 2 years, if not more. I bought an enclosure as well, but that is a bit over the top, isn't it? I was looking to get a speaker and some BNC jacks and that in this. So yeah, that's the enclosure. The only thing I haven't got, and I thought it might have been in the kit, but it's not, and that's a speaker. Because you need a 4 ohm half-watt speaker, or 4 ohms or above. I've got some really nice 3 ohm speakers, but I haven't got any new 4 ohm speakers. Nice. As I say, I am a bit thirsty today. So, who's got one then? Rob's got one and he hasn't built it yet. Benji's got a couple spare plastic enclosures. You built a Mr. Carlson's Super Probe. Now that is a bit of kit I'd like to build, Nick. This is nothing like that. And this is really designed for audio. So amplifier work rather than RF work. So it needs some modifications. Doug is the master modificator. Master modificator? What the hell's... Hang on, that's a goat moment. Yes! What the hell's a modificator? A modifier, even. They ain't happy. Evening, Derek. You've got one as well. Have you built yours, Derek? Been 3 years since you built one. So over 3 years since I've had this one then, Doug, because it's something I bought and I thought I don't actually need it because I've built one myself. But the only thing that this one will do that mine won't is it's a signal injector as well. And I believe you can inject the signal and trace it both at the same time, which is really useful to have that in one machine. It saves putting a signal generator on, finding all your leads, getting the power on it, dragging all your leads across. You can do it all from this unit, I believe. Evening, Simon. How are you? So let's pop onto their website a minute and we'll have a quick look at this on their website. That's the instructions, which we'll need in a minute. Let me just find their website. So here we go. Right, hopefully you can see that with my picture up in the corner still. Let me pop the chat up as well. Okay. Just minimize that a little bit so I can see the text and you can as well. So Rob is saying it just needs a single JFET, so it has a high input impedance for RF work. Now I have got some JFETs here, Rob, so maybe when we're building it you can suggest where that goes or whether it needs another stage or how to add it in, and that would be really useful. Because I have got some JFETs here. There's N-channel JFETs I've got, I believe. So be interesting. So this is the kit. I mean, I'm in Velleman's website. Excuse me, velleman.co.uk. As you can see, it's only $7.95 plus VAT. So I think this is where I bought it direct from Velleman, because you can see the black ABS box down there, which I've used as well. Okay, Doug, catch you in a bit. Might be snow on the way, Jess. I did hear that it's getting colder, but I didn't hear about the snow. I do like a bit of snow though. We didn't have any snow last year. So anyway, let's zoom in a little bit on this if I can. It'll let me. So it's saying the signal injector tracer injector has been designed to inject or detect a specific signal into an audio circuit in need of repair, such as amplifiers, radios, tone controls, so as to detect the fault. In this way, problems can be traced more easily. The signal tracer may also be used as a simple monitor or amplifier. So as I say, this is the black box that I bought. Let's click on more details. So it's got looks 0 to 2.5 volts RMS output. Output impedance 1.5 kilo ohms. So why can't I use a 3 ohm speaker then if it's got some 1.5 kilo ohms? I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe someone can help me out. So frequency is 1 kilohertz, which is sort of the standard audio tone used by a lot of things. Everything's 1 kilohertz tone, to be fair. I've got a cyanide meter here that detects 1 kilohertz tone. That's the signal injector side. Signal tracer, and maybe it's the signal tracer then that wants the yeah, of course, it's a signal tracer that's going to want the speaker, isn't it? Because that's what you're listening to. So your signal injector is going to come out of your speaker of the device that you're testing. Signal tracer is going to detect the signal, amplify it and stick it out through a speaker, and that's saying 0.5 watts at 8 ohm. Okay, so it's a 50 kilo ohm impedance, 40 dB gain. What have we got under spec? Power supply 7 to 9 volts AC or 9 to 12 volts DC, 150 milliamps. So really I suppose a 9 volt battery would be fine for it, but I'm sure we'll get into that in a minute. Okay. Let's get back to my chat then. Simon, yeah, I'm keeping it safe for you, Simon. Don't you worry about that. I did fix it. So I put the JFET in it to fix it. Oh, the JFET in the probe. Okay, so we need to build an RF probe then, Rob. Do we? Is that what we're saying? Similar to my little RF probe. So take it that's because the JFET is much more sensitive. It pick up lower level signals. Is that right? You got lots of snow there already, Video Mikey. We're gonna snow Benji in, are we? Is that the plan, Theo? Right, let's have a look at the kit first. Let's go to the overhead camera. Where am I here? Get myself set up. Incidentally, I'm sure you saw on the bench, I've got this little mat. Now I bought this, I think it was on Amazon. Yeah, I bought it on Amazon because I've got bigger mats, but the problem is I cannot get the mat and the microscope on the table at the same time because the other one's too big. So this is much better for doing small stuff. I've got to do some soldering on that Sony, some hot air soldering, and my other mat's a bit too big, so this will be perfect. It's got little compartments, so I thought I'd get it out and we use it for this this job. It's only, I think, about £6, something like that. But I think it's 200 by 300 mil, something like that, or 210 by 320, something like that. But just nice to go on the bench, just to do little bits and pieces. I think for a bigger radio, then I'm going to need the bigger one. Oh, there's my tummy going. Right, so let's get get onto the overhead camera and have a look at this. Where are we? That way up. We've got to sort the light out. That's the only problem with this overhead camera. The lighting's a pain in the neck with it. There we go. It's right behind me. Ish. Oh well. So it comes in just a plastic box. I'd say I did think there might have been a speaker or at least a sounder with it, but there isn't. So it's got some info on the front about difficulty. I shouldn't have thought this would be that difficult to make, to be fair. So it's saying that it's 2 out of 5 difficulty, so it should be pretty simple. It tells you about the power supply. It tells you what the output power is. 1/2 watt at 8 ohms. And it says soldering's required, which is you know, good stuff. You don't want this put together stuff to be. So let's open it up and see what's inside. As I say, these are reasonable price really for what they are. So obviously our little cover thing, don't need that. That looks like the instructions, yes it is. And we've got, what else have we got here? We've got a warranty. We've got some stickers. So we've got some stickers to put on our little box afterwards. And we've got some other advertising from them. They do make some really good kits, really, Velleman. They are pretty good. 64 LED RGB matrix. I think that's what George was threatening to send me. And then we've got just instructions in other languages there, so we don't need those. The only one we need is the build instructions, really. That there. But I have got those on the screen for you, so we can follow along together, really. So let's get that out of the way. So there's our PCB. Looks straightforward enough. Let's go in a little bit closer. Looks like it's got, it's copper. I thought it was gold for a minute, but it's copper terminals. Yeah, good little board. Looks well made. Single-sided, but always useful that screen printed. I've actually got some boards on the way from PCB Way. Boards on the way from PCB Way. So I think we can get rid of the little box it comes in. I think Colin's got one of these as well, haven't you, Colin? Is Colin still there? JFET has a very high impedance. Input impedance of a JFET is in the mega ohms, so the probe is the best place. So we need to build a probe as well then at some stage, and it won't be today. So here's all our bits and pieces. We've got all sorts here. We've got oh, so that's quite clever that they put them all on one strip, isn't it? So we've got 3 diodes, a load of resistors. Again, I always struggle with resistor colours, as you know, but I've got my trusty calculator over there somewhere. So we've got some PCB pins, we've got potentiometers, and we've got an IC down there. I'm sure it's not too static sensitive. IC holder, some capacitors. Yeah, okay. I have got an 8 ohm speaker. This is actually out of the CB, the Mana Kestrel, and some more news about that later. Some more news about the Mana Kestrel later. Okay, so yeah, nice little board. Probably a bit big for my my enclosure. My enclosure's a bit big for the board, that is. I'm sure this is the enclosure that I bought for it. I might be wrong because I've got a box up in the loft with a load of enclosures in, so probably I've got a smaller one. So I'm not going to be drilling and mounting it in here today. The idea today is to get the thing built, and if we've got time, give it a quick test. And then we'll do another video to actually build it into something. Build it into a box and fit all the potentiometers into the box, fit the speaker up, and I want to put some BNC connectors on it so I can use a scope probe with it. Oh, hey Lally, Merry Christmas to you as well. Need a polarizing filter on the cam. Yeah, it's one of these, what should we call it, document readers. Video Monkey, it's you wouldn't be able to get a polarizing filter on it. It's a very small lens. It might just be the lens needs a clean, but it does glare quite a lot. Okay, right, let's have a look at the instructions again a minute then. Not again, you haven't seen it yet. So this is the instructions. This is actually better instructions than I've got because these are in colour online, but the manual comes in black and white. So it's for audio troubleshooting, but we can modify it with an RF probe to make it work at RF as well. In other words, we can check through the IF strip with it. Will it pick up the oscillator? Not sure. I'm not sure. I know Andrew Ausfa was able to pick up the oscillator with his, but I don't think it was one of these. I think it was something he made. So this is our spec again. We've seen all that already. A bit of info on what you need. Skipping this can lead to troubles apparently. So a good quality soldering iron, 25 to 40 watts with a small tip. Sponge to keep the tip clean. Solder. Do not use any flux or grease. Okay, so we don't need to use it. It's a brand new board, so we shouldn't need to use any flux on it, although no clean flux wouldn't matter at all. Needle nose pliers for bending leads or to hold components in place. Small blade Phillips screwdrivers. So then some assembly hints. Make sure the skill level matches your experience. Values in this assembly guide are correct. Some little hints on soldering. So remove them from the tape one at a time. That's good. A good idea. Okay. So you find the color code for the resistances and the LEDs in the HALG general manual on our website. Okay, so we've got a little checklist here, so it would be worth just checking this off really, just to make 100% sure. And this is something that I didn't do on a previous kit and got stung with. So I think we're going to do that. We'll make sure that we've got all the bits first before we start slamming in and whacking it all together. So, oh. Okay. So hopefully you can sort of, yeah, you can see that. So first of all, we should have a Zener diode. Watch the polarity. Cathode is a bit with the stripe. And obviously there's a place on the board for the Zener, ZD1. I don't know, I can stare at these boards all day long. Yeah, so it's just there, the Zener, ZD1 up the top. So that's got to be, I would say, that little one there. Again, it doesn't say, but The other two are clearly rectifier diodes, which are going to be these 1N4007s, which are good diodes. Probably overkill for this, but yeah, good diodes. So let's tick these off. I've got a pencil, so going over it in pen. Yeah, here we go. I've got the poor man's pencil again. Look, all the paint flaking off. So we've got the Zener. We've got the two 1N4007s. Resistors. Now I'm going to have to get my little calculator out for these, just to make it easier for myself. And I'm probably going to need my magnifying goggles on because it's difficult to see in this light. So let's start with this first one. Brown, black, black. You guys are going to know these off by heart, but I don't. So brown, black, black. Error. So brown, brown, black, black. It's saying error. 4. Wow, that's failed straight away, isn't it? Brown, black, black. What's going on with it? It won't measure it. If I put in brown, black, black, it just comes up with error. Brown is 1, black is 0, and black again is another 0, so it should be 100 ohms, which is R10. So I'm going to give that a tick. I don't know why it's not measuring it on my test on my calculator. So we've got brown, black, brown. Let's try that one. Brown, black, brown. Oh, hang on. And that's gold. So that's 100 ohms. What's brown, black, black then? 10 ohms? Evening, Harvey. Evening, Paul Collins, how are you? No mention of cleaning the board first. It doesn't say that, James. No, I don't think so. We might get onto that. We'll get into that. Brown, black, black. Where's my little calculator thing here? Let's go old school. Find my little There we go. Let's go old school. Brown, black, and black. So that's 10 ohms. So we got 10 ohms. I should remember these really. Red, red, red. 2200. Red, 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 2200. So 2.2K or 2K2, is that right? Red, red, red. $2,200. So why are we not? Am I going blind here? Ah, no, there we are. R9. These are actually in order. This could be a clue. So that's 10, 100, 2.2K. Then we've got yellow, purple, or yellow, violet, yellow. Yellow, violet, yellow. 470k according to that. There's the next one up. So these are all in order. I suppose that makes it easier. What's that? Brown, green, red. Brown, green, red. 1500, 1.5k. Yeah. So the next one. Green, blue, red. Green, blue. 5.6k or 5k6 as they call it. And we're nearly there, we're getting there. Brown, black, yellow. $100k. These are all going backwards. 100k, brown, black, yellow. Red, orange or orange? Yeah, red, orange. 22k. Yeah. Orange, red. 3.3k. And another one exactly the same, which we've got. And the last one, 220, so it should be red, brown, and it is 220. Okay, so that's all of those bits we've got. That gets hot on my head. So there ain't no point starting if you haven't got all the bits, is there? We learnt that the hard way. So we've got an IC socket. So it's not asking for the IC yet, but we have got the IC socket, I think, haven't we? There we are. Yeah. Check that one. Capacitors. Okay. Very kindly they put the 103 and 104 on there, so I know what I'm up to. Evening, Chris. Yeah, this is the Velleman. I know you did quite a nice video on these, Chris, didn't you? Merry Christmas to you as well, Paul. You grind the body of the pots to reduce hum. Paper want to start charging £12 a year. Always random from you, Harvey. Always random. Have you got one of these, Harvey? Signal tracer? Or are you on a different different wavelength? 103. We got 3 of those. So that's a straight away. So we should have 2 other non-polarized caps according to that. Quite good that they've still kept them on the cardboard. And these are 104s. Yeah, we got those. So that was the other ones there. So that's 103, that's 104. 103 is 10 NF, 10 nanofarad. 104 is 100 nanofarads. So we got those. 2 transistors, a BC547, or 2, both the same. The one had actually jumped out the packet, so I do have that one here. Hopefully these are. .547C and a 547C. Yeah, we got those. So PCB tabs. That's these things. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 4, 6. And we have got 9, so go for that. Capacitors, we got these red ones now. These Wemus is good quality caps actually. So we've got a 0.1 at 250 and a 0.1 at 250. It's 100 NF. What's the difference then between using those and using, where are they? So they're both the same value. What is the difference? Do they react differently in circuit? So these are 100 NF and these are 100 NF. Why the difference? Any ideas, anybody? Is that a higher voltage? Obviously these are 250 volts. These are probably only 50 volts. Maybe that's it. Less counting, more making. I'm trying to make sure we got everything first, Video Monkey. You've got to be patient. So we got those. So next up is electrolytics, and we should have 2, 4, 6, 7 of those. Let's have a look. Again, I've got all of those anyway if there was an issue. So what have we got there? We've got 100. These are Hitano. A Jamicon now, 1. Jamicon, all the best makes. Not. Hitano. Jamicon. Another Hitano 1. And a 47. Oh yeah, there we go. Right, we've got 2 potentiometers. Correct. Both 47K linear. Make sure we got the right ones. 47K lin A. 47K lin A. Yeah, we got those. Together with their nuts and washers. And the last one is our IC, which is just an amplifier chip, LM386. And it's an LM386N. Job done. Right, okay, we got it. All the parts are in. Whew. Okay, I'm just looking at the manual and it yeah, there's nothing. That's it. There's no build instructions at all. Nothing. We got the circuit diagrams. So what are we doing? This is probably the power supply. Yeah. This is the amplifier, and this is going to be the oscillator, I would think. So really, there's not a lot of instructions there, is there, on how to build it? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but if I just run you over the why are you banging on about your Revox, Harvey? You're on the wrong channel, mate. Check my pot values again. 47K linear A. A is audio, isn't it? Oh, it says 4K7. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, you're right there. Yeah, you're right. Well spotted there, David. One is a 4K7 and one is a 47. That's me glancing at the figures a bit quick. Okay, yeah, I'll need to remember to get those the right way round. I'll let you put that in, Harvey. I mean, you've been a good boy and you haven't used any swear words. I'll tell you what, it's getting quite warm in here. Right, let's get this thing built. I'll quickly whip you over to the instructions and then we'll crack on and get this. It's going to take long to put this together. In fact, it's going to take next to no time at all. So here's our list that I was just going through, just to make 100% sure we've got everything, and sure enough we have. This is what I was just told to have a look at. So we've got a 4K7 and a 47K. That can be, that might have caught me out, to be fair. In fact, it probably would have caught me out. And then it just goes into test and usage. Connect a test flex, preferably screened, to the input and output, marked out and in. Connect a loudspeaker. So it says minimum of 4 ohms, half a watt. I've only got 8 ohms here that I can grab to hand. Connect to a transformer to points of VA and VB with the center earth or 9-volt battery with its pole, plus pole to VA or VB and its minus pole to earth. Disconnecting the power supply can be achieved using a switch. In the plus connection when using a battery. In the mains connection when using a transformer. So we probably will put a switch in this as well then. So it's going to take a fair bit of time to actually build it into a case. So that'll be another project. And then it just goes in on how to test. So what's the difference between these two then? Oh, this is with the mains or a battery, I see. Right. Yeah, so I mean I've got some coax we can use, some 50 ohm coax will be fine. That's just a footprint of the board. And that's our circuit diagram. And that's it. So no build instructions at all. Not to worry. It's pretty straightforward. It shouldn't cause us too much of a problem. Shame they did not use a multi-vibrator for the injector so harmonics would work at RF. Yeah, Mrs. Cruncher's got the logs going on the fire. Benji's no idea what he's bought. I know the feeling, Benji. I've had some interesting stuff arrive today. As I say, I had this mat arrive today. I've also got a test harness for the Commodore 64, which we will be doing very soon. I'm sure that will please Brett. So, board. My picture up in the corner so you can see me. I'm going to need another swig of beer. I might need to go and get another beer, actually, because yeah, pubs are open. Okay, let's get this thing built. Let's turn the soldering iron on. Let's get it done. Let me go and get my board holder a minute, and Mr. Andrew Alsfer, I don't know where he is tonight. He could be working still. Very kindly gave me a PCB holder, which is going to make this job a hell of a lot easier and quicker. Bit dusty. As I had a revamp of the workroom a while back, and I couldn't fit my tool case in because it was just getting in the way of all the cameras. So the tool case is in the bedroom at the moment, and all my important tools are on the magnets here. So the problem with the bedroom, it gets a bit dusty in there. But you know. So here's our board. So I'm going to need to zoom out quite a bit so you can see what's going on. So let's have a look at this. We're going to have to do the resistors first. If I put it in that way, it'll just make the resistor installation a bit easier. So let me just get this right a minute. Remember how to do this. That's got to go in and be tightened up. Tighten those up. Release that. Release the hounds. There we go, and now it'll nicely swivel over. We can probably even angle it so as we don't blind you. Let's get in a bit closer. There we go. There. Excellent. Here we go. It is really handy, isn't it? You're back with us, Doug. Welcome back, mate. Yes, Brett. So I've got Commodore 64 diagnostics kit with all the adapters for the printer port and joystick port, keyboard port, all the rest of it. So really looking forward to making that one. Well, putting it together and testing out a bread bin Commodore 64. I built the C60, well, I repaired and restored the C64C, but I've got a bread bin to do as well. So that will be coming up on one of the Christmas streams. Right, okay, so let's get these resistors in. So I'm going to need my little sheet a minute. Got to have the sheets. Got the sheets. So I think we'll go down in order then. So R1 is a 220. It's not in order of this, so is it? I haven't written down the 220. That was the very last one, wasn't it? Yeah. So they're actually in order by the looks of it. So R1's a 220. Let's get it stuck in. Let's pop it over and we'll just bend the legs to hold it in place. Then we've got two 3.3Ks, which are R2 and R3. We'll try and get them all the way around so the gold band is pointing to the right. No need to do that, but you know, looks like you paid a little bit of attention to it if you do it that way. Just bend those. Next up, R4 is 22K. Oh, hang on. Don't go so quick, Graham. R3. What's that, R3? No, it's R4. 22K. Yeah, okay, that's right. Because now R5 is not here, it's somewhere else. R5 is over here now. So it's 100K. Let's watch the glare. Watch the glare. Hi ZX, Harvey, how are you? You just swig a beer before I start, I know. Is that camera on the end of my head? No, it's an overhead camera, Harvey. It's a document reader. It's not on the end of my head. I'm over here, look. No camera on the head, Harvey. So that's R5. Be careful I don't get too distracted, otherwise I'll put something in the wrong place. No comments, please. Right, R6, 5K6 as they call it. I just call it 5.6K, but 5K6 is how it's written down usually. So yeah, the idea is that you put the smallest components in first. Just if you don't and you put the bigger ones in first, you'll struggle to solder it up. Okay. What's that, Theo? No comment? Brown, black, yellow? You always wondered how they did those angles. I'll show you the camera in a minute, Harvey, if you want to see the camera. R7. So it goes R7, R8. Why don't they just do them in order? R7, 1.5K. Just trying to do it to get you to make a mistake, I think. And I would think it's very easy to make a mistake. It's a bit bright, isn't it? That's a bit better. That's better. Okay. So R8, 470K. And I wrote the values on this in pencil as we were going along, just to make sure I knew exactly, rather than have to keep looking them up all the time. I'm too old to learn the values. I don't build stuff very often, to be fair. Okay, so R9, where's R9? R9's down there. R9 is 2.2K, or 2K2. 2K2, 2K2. R10 100, where's R10? Over there. So yeah, it always pays you to solder the smaller bits in first. It's not impossible to do it in any random order, but it does make sense. And the last one are 11 10 ohms. Or 11 10 ohms. There we go. So that's all the resistors in. I've got the diodes to do, but because they're quite close to the edge, well, that ZD1 is, I might flip the board around to do the diodes. Where's the other two? There's 3 diodes in here. Yeah, they're all sort of there. So yeah, I think I'll flip the board round for that. A quick swig of beer in between. Signal tracer. Rob, how are you doing? You hate bending legs when doing assembly work, but that's just me. It is nicer to do it, isn't it? Hi Stephen, how are you? Been a while since you've seen a Velleman kit. Well, here we go. It does look nicer if the legs come straight through, but to be honest, it's a bit of faffing to get it to go in without bending the legs. Let's drag the solder over and let's get soldering. I'm going to use my magnifiers because I like the way it makes my head sweat. And the light's not very good because of the glare, so let's just get in and get these soldered up. You don't need a massive amount of solder on these. Lobby solder looks terrible on boards, especially brand new boards. Go on. Get out of the way. We got crossover. We've got legs crossing over. Should really pull these off, I suppose, but can always tidy them up after. Getting there. We're motoring on. Right, is that all of them? Looks like it. Right, let's get them cut off. And again, these pliers were donated by Mr. Andrew Alsfer. He's really looked after me, hasn't he? All right, let's get these all cut off. Let's stick them out of the way so they don't get stuck in the circuit board in a minute. Right, let's have a look at that. Cut off any slightly long legs. And what I like to do, you don't have to do this, but I do it, is just once you cut the legs off, just go back over and just give them a little tidy up. Just makes it look a little bit neater. Get off. Because invariably when you cut the legs off, you cut a bit of solder as well, and you end up with a flat end on it, which doesn't look very pretty. There we are. That's the resistors all done. You might want to lay the board flat on the table to solder the IC socket in to keep it going in straight. Yeah, I've got a little trick for that, Doug. But yeah, I can see what you mean, because if you turn it upright, I mean, you can sort of just about support it with your finger, tack in a corner, and then flow the others in. But yeah, you're right there, Doug. It would be easy to lay it on the table. So we could at this stage deflux it, but there's no point at the moment. I'm going to deflux it at the end. So we'll do our diodes next. So our Zener diode. So as I say, we'll just swap this round. I'm going to need to move our little legs apart a bit. Okay, so Mr. Zener is going up here, ZD1, and I mean it's got a picture on the board of which way round it goes, so it's difficult to get it wrong really, but you know, I'm sure I can do. So it's got a little black stripe on it, and the little black stripe has got a black stripe. Yeah, the little black stripe just matches the one on the board. So we've got D1 and D2 as well, and they're both the same rectifier diodes. Spanky, late. No worry, mate. You're yet to get around to buying one of these. If you ever look back, they're not expensive, Simon. Yeah, that's not particularly pretty, is it? They're quite stiff legs on these. It's fairly thick. Fairly fairly thick leads. That's right. That's a bit better. Not a lot better, mind you. It's better. Okay. Right, doesn't look particularly pretty, that. I'd like it to look pretty if I can. It's going inside a box, mind you, but, you know, just me. That'll do us. Let's pop it over and get those soldered a minute. There we go. Let's pop those legs off. Just give them a touch up. Don't like the look of that joint there, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of flux on that. So one of the resistors is looking a bit rough there. Rough. Hello, have I won something on eBay? There we go, that's a bit nicer. Okay, so what next then? What we're going to stick on next? What's the next smallest bit? Probably the IC socket next, I would think. They've pretty much put it in the order that you'd install it, to be fair. Yeah, they pretty much put it in the order that you will actually install it. So with the IC socket, you've got this little little notch marked here. You'll also see on the IC socket that there's also like a little notch on it. Can you see that just about? So just make sure that that's the same. And that's quite right what Doug said really about putting it on the bench, but if you're careful, you can actually solder it. Let's just grab my solder. Will it do it, or do I need a bit of flux? I need a bit of flux, I think. Yeah. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to just pop a little tiny bit of flux. They say don't use flux, I don't know why, but put a little bit of flux on each corner. Then I'm going to tin the soldering iron. Pop it on. It should. It's not going to, is it? You little monkey, why are you not soldering? I think we'll go with Doug's method. Let's pop it flat and just do it on the deck for now. I don't know why that didn't work, to be honest. I think it's just sod's law working again, really. Sod's law working against us as usual. That's all horrible and blobby now, so let's put a bit of flux on that and sort that out. Nicer. Right, okay. So that's got it tacked, so I'll stick it back in the holder. Evening, Jeff, how are you? You're off now. Catch you later, Derek. I haven't been watching the chat. Check twice, soda once. What are you saying, Theo? Bit of blue tack, yeah, good call. Right, let's just get the rest of these done. Should be straightforward now that I've got a couple caught. I'm not teaching you to solder here, but there we go. Is that flush? Yes, it is. Right, what next then? Baby capacitors, little tiny weeny ones. 103s first, 10 NFC, 1, 2 and 3 they are. How are we doing? 40 minutes left. So we're going to have a part 2 to this. So where's C1? There's C2 and 3. 6, 7. Ah, there it is, right in front. So C1. C2. C3. All screw heads had to line up. Yeah, that's like in my apprenticeship days, Benji, when we were fitting pipe. When we were clipping the pipe up onto the gantries, all the screw heads had to be exactly in the right order. I can remember we even used to spend the time to polish up the copper pipe clips, because a lot of what we used was actually second hand. So everything had to be absolutely bang on, because they marked it all. Everything was marked. That's very close to there. Was that joined anyway? Joined anyway, okay. Well, that's those 3 in. Yes, it is, Simon. Oh, excuse me. Velleman K7000, mate. Okay, we're getting there. We're steaming through it now. We're steaming through it. Right, transistors next. Should be okay with these as they're both the same. Where have I put them? Here. Okay, so we've got it marked on the board where the flats go. Well, what we're doing, of course, I've knocked the camera, am I? It's clever, Graham. Let's knock the camera about. So you can see where the flats are, so it's just a straightforward job. Just bend one leg back slightly. In fact, not the easiest of things to get in. Just got to bend the legs slightly. Yes, I'm a fairly strict finish today because Mrs. Cruncher would have done the dough for the pizza bases, and it's an hour and a half proving, and then pretty much you've got to whack it on, or you've got to cool it and then reprove it again, which we don't want to do. I've got something in my eye now. Excuse me. Bit of dust or something in my eye. Or an eyelash, could be anything. Could be a frog in my eye, I don't know. Are we missing the Christmas music? There you go, I'll put that back on for you in case you're missing it. God, it's a pain. These legs, you've got to bend them to match the holes. There we are. I'm just going to make sure they're the same height. Get them in. Let's get them soldered. Now with transistors, you do need to be in and out pretty quick with the soldering iron. Well, any semiconductors, but if you dwell on them too long, you can actually knacker the junctions out on them. But I've never had a problem personally. But well, let's just go over those again. Didn't go over those, did I? Maddie's got a bit of a fetish with the Christmas tree at the moment. She thinks it's like a pick and mix, so she can go in and grab anything she fancies off the tree. Yeah, I got mine from the Velleman site. You can get yourself a box as well at the same time to stick it in, Simon. Well, there we are. So there's our transistors in. Starting to fill up a little bit now. Same PCB tabs next. These are going to be a fiddle, I know. Hopefully they're a tight fit. So we're going to need to just move this again. Right, so I take it that they all go in here, don't they? Out, ground. Do we actually want these tags, or are we going to wire it directly in there? I'm not sure there. I think I would probably just wire it directly into there rather than have to wire to a pin, but we'll do it as it says for now. If hopefully they're a tight fit and I can just solder them in. Hi Andy. Your back's gone again. Bloody hell. Yeah. I think you're right, Doug. I mean, I probably will use, but my enclosure is massive. I could get 4 of them in this one enclosure. Let me have a think. Is this going to be... I don't see the need to put these pins in, really. Why are they using pins? I'm really not sure why they bothered with that. I'm not going to leave the pins. So I'm going to put my wires directly into these pins. Into these holes even. Pins? Where's the goats? Haha! That'll sort you out if you're wearing headphones. Yeah, so I'm going to solder. There's quite big pads on them, so I'm going to solder the wires, I think, through the top and into it. I've got loads of hookup wire, and I'm going to use coax for the probes. That might be tricky. I might have to solder the coax to the pins. I'm not sure yet, but we'll skip the pins for a minute. Let's put the capacitors in then. These 2 larger ones, the 100 NFs, C4, C5. Okay, well we got a double drill in for C4 and a C5. A double drill in. Oh, where's that gone? So obviously geared it up for slightly different components. So again, these are quite stiff legs, so really we don't want to be bending those. We're going to need to try and somehow solder them in place. So I'm just going to use a little bit of flux again on one leg. Didn't work last time, but it's nothing to stop me trying it again, is there? Well, that's caught it. Let's do the same with the other one. Let's get the right in the same way around. So just put a little bit of flux. It does say don't use flux. I don't know why, but yeah, they're quite stiff legs on these, and if you try bending them, you can break the capacitor. So I've got those tacks now, so I can go on and solder them up properly. There we go. So now it's our electrolytics. So we've got C8 and C9, which are both 1 microfarads. And these are all exactly the same size, which is a bit confusing. So 1 microfarad 50, 1 at 50. So C9, that's marked, the plus is marked on the board, so that's pretty straightforward. C9, I'm just going to find C8 over here. This board holder does make it a lot easier, so if you're building one of these, it's worth picking up one of these board holders as well at the same time. As I say, this was a gift from Andrew, but they're readily available if you search for PCB holder. So next one's a 47 then. $16 volts. So 47, 16 volts is C10. Then we got 11, 12 and 13, which are all 100 microfarad. Beer's run out. So that's 11, 12 and 13. And 13. Hopefully none in backwards. That's my favourite trick. And the last one, which is 470 microfarads in C14. Let's burn them up. Skin oil on the copper, ooh bad. Skin oil? I didn't clean it, no. Andrew, how you doing? This is nearly 100% Andrew gear, this. Skin oil. I didn't touch the board though. I didn't touch the foil side. No touchy. I'm hoping you're liking the lovely Christmas music in the background. Right, we're nearly there. It's actually nice to have a moderator in, Andrew. I think you're the only moderator we've got in at the moment. Yeah, we'll run off a 9-volt, Simon. 4mm is a bit brutal. I used the proper tool. Oh, Gary's there, Andrew, is he? I didn't see Gary. Hi, Gary, if I didn't say hello. Where's Gary to, then? Sorry, I missed Gary dropping in, Andrew. Like Sean's had his first day back at work today, so he's been flat out, I expect. So he's probably crashed and burned when he's got home. And Paul has gone for his tea earlier. Let's just check those. Let's just go over and make sure they're all right. Make sure they're all straight. We don't want wonky capacitors. I'm a fuss ass, I know, but yeah. What can I say? There we are. Cap's done. Potentiometers. So we're going to need to move the board around again to do that. I'll do it this way around so it's facing me, a bit easier. This board holder makes easy work out of this, Andrew, so thank you again. Right, I need to make sure I've got these the right way round. So RV1 is a 4K7, just that one. Again, these are going to be tricky to get in neatly. I'm going to have to try and tack one, I think. That's good, let's do the rest. Yeah, it's look a bit funny if we had one stuck up in the air and one flat. So RV2, let's just make sure I've got that right. 47K, RV2, 47K. Right. So that is it built. All we've got left to do is stick the IC in. You bet your life that ain't gonna fit either. That's actually quite awkward to get that IC in. Probably could have done with putting that in before I put the potentiometers in. Yeah. I think, as usual, the legs aren't going to fit, are they? Or aren't they? Let's get a pair of tweezers, make it easier. I thought I had a pair of tweezers out, but obviously I haven't. Well, this is the little amplifier chip anyway. Yeah, the legs don't fit. The legs don't fit, so we need our little leg benderer thing that Derek very kindly let me have. And that's dropped down in behind. So this is a simple little thing, but very useful. Pop your chip in there, give it a squeeze, and you've got a nice straight legs on your IC. So now, hopefully, I've done that, it should fit in. So you need to make sure that the little semicircle matches. There we are. Make sure I haven't bent any legs up. It's not a great socket, that, to be fair. I've seen better sockets than that. But it's in. Is it in? Yeah, not a great socket, that. He is in there, but not brilliant. So what do we need? What else do we need? 15 minutes. I've got advent calendars to open. We're going to need some hookup wire. That cap there isn't very straight. Let's straighten that one up. Let's chuck our nuts. Oh, hang on, we've got 2 capacitors left. There's 2 caps left. What's going on here, Graham? Why don't we put those 2 in? Anyone spot the issue there? We haven't done C6 and C7, the little 100 nanofarads. Hi, Michael. You need to hear the hoot. You need to hear the hoot of the 386. Right. We've got to stick the 2 caps in that I missed. Nobody spotted that, did they? Or if you did, I didn't see it in the text, but then I'm struggling to read the text and do this. The free battery a month club at Tandy. Never heard of that, Nick. These aren't too bad because they've got nice long legs on them. Right, let's just solder those in because I forgot to do that. Hi Billy, you missed some out to test if you're paying attention. And no one spotted the obvious mistake. Luckily I spotted them on the bench here and thought, hey, hang on. There we go. Looks nice and neat though. I'm quite happy with how that's gone together. Not that you're going to see it because, as I say, it's in a box, but you definitely need to put it in a box because these are way too wobbly. Okay. Snip the wires. A little bit of a touch up on those. There we are, a little baby caps in. Right. That's it built. Next it needs to be tested, but we ain't going to do that today. Couple reasons for that. One is I'm out of time. And two is I need to get all the wires and speaker, and we need to sort some probes out, etc., etc. And I haven't got that together now. But that is the little Velleman kit built. All done. Keep on wanting more. Hi Mike, how are you? So that is the kit as per the manual. The only thing I haven't put in is these little PCB pins. Now I may need those for the coax if the coax doesn't fit through the holes. But the coax I've got in mind is some very thin coax. I never remember the name of it. Have I got it to hand? Here we go. So this is the coax that I've got in mind for it. I mean, Chris and some of you that are radio amateurs will have seen this stuff before, but I can't remember what it is. Is it RG316 or something like that? I can't remember. It's 50 ohm. It's some really good quality. It's quite thin. So for probe leads, it's absolutely perfect. I mean, I don't know what I can use to compare it with for size, but I mean, you see the size of the spindles. It's half the size of the spindles on the potentiometers. So we're also going to need to find some knobs, and we're going to need to work out how to get this in a case. So there's plenty more. Might be another 2 episodes on this to get it up and running. RG316, Stephen, is it? Thanks, mate. So there we are. That's the kit as comes, built and done. Next, we've got to make it functional. So, as I say, we need to add in the wires, and we need to make up a probe. So, any ideas on probes, then pop that in the comments for me. I was thinking maybe just to put BNC leads on. The thing is, I haven't got any BNCs that'll fit this small RG316, as Stephen says. That's the coax you used, Doug, was it? So I need to get some BNCs that'll fit this, and then I can just plug it into this, or I just drill a hole and wire these directly into the terminals. That would probably be easier. But I thought BNCs would enable me to use my scope probe on it, but I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Right, okay, let's get the decks cleared a minute, and we need to get the advent calendars open, because we've got 2 advent calendars to go. And they're both massive. So there you are. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed that part of it, but there is, as I say, more to come. It's not the last we've seen. So any ideas on builds and modifications, that sort of stuff, please pop it in the comments for me. I'll have a good look over it. It might be a few days if I've got to get some connectors in. I don't know, but we'll see. So right, let me just sort out the advent calendars. Let's go with the real cracking remote control helicopter. This is a beauty. Now, when I first saw Revel, I thought this was one of them kits that I'd have to build. I'd have to build this with a load of glue and that. So I didn't realise it was a put together thing. You used RCA connectors. Yeah, good call. As I say, pop any ideas for connections and that in the comments if you would, or drop me an email. So this is the radio controlled helicopter advent calendar from Revel, which is a monster thing. I don't know whether any bits have fallen out, but we need to find number 2. We need to find the number 2. I think I was covering it up. Anyone for number 2? You're giving me 11 out of 10 for that. You spotted the missing parts, Rob, did you? Hi, Georgie, how are you? Off for your tea. Top right, yeah, top right. Paul's got it, and David as well. So they've only partially perforated these, so they're a bit of a pig to get out. And just for extra safe measure, they've stuck this sellotape in there as well. Oh, hello, that looks quite a delicate part. Perhaps I should have gone a bit carefuler with that. Carefuler. So we've got another another bit of the rotor by the looks of it. Let's have a look over the according to that, it goes inside there according to that. It goes inside this bit. Let me just get it out the packet a minute. So that just goes in there. There we are. Well, it's coming together. Very strange, but it is coming together. That's not something I'd ever thought of. A radio-controlled helicopter advent calendar. Bizarre. Right, where's the Weira? Let's get the next monster calendar up. So we're looking for number 2 again. Let's just chuck the pliers everywhere. Anybody see number 2? On Father Christmas's belt. That was flipping quick, Theo. How can you see that? On his belt. You're dead right. Cool. My fingers are getting a bit sore fingernails. Whoa. So we've got a number 1 Phillips. Weira makes some good tools, to be fair. Weira do make some good tools. So let's grab the old bit that we got yesterday. Okay, so how do these go in then? Because last year there was like a clip-in bit for the smaller bits, but there isn't this on this one. There's loads of these socket connectors though. Yeah, not sure how that's going to work. There we are. I'll just have to drop it in there. Yeah, last year there was like a little thing that you could clip all of these into, but not this year. Maybe they sit on top of these sockets when we get the sockets. That's the only thing I can think of. Unless it goes in there, I suppose, but there wouldn't just be one screwdriver bit, I'm sure. I'll stick it in there for a minute anyway. So as I said yesterday, that was Mrs. Cruncher's birthday present for me. The Weira Advent Calendar. So I think that's just about right for time. I should be in Mrs. Cruncher's good books now, because I finished pretty much on time. So don't forget, oh my God, Santa, Mr. Laser Sound. You used a magnifying glass, just like last year's. Good call, Theo. I think you did get most of them actually last year, didn't you? Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, it's only the beginning of this. We've done the construction. Now we need to make it into something operational that we can use. So we need to look at probes. If anyone's got any ideas for probes, I think Rob mentioned the FET probe. As I say, I have got some N channel JFETs, so hopefully that would work. And we need to try and find something to actually put them in. No problem, Mr. Laser Sound. How you doing? So yeah, leave it in the comments or drop me an email. Anyone's got any suggestions, then pop me an email. Graham@radiocruncher.com. Drop me an email and we'll have a look through all the comments and maybe have a go at the best one. There was one other announcement, and that is the CB radio. Now, I spoke to Mike on the phone today, Mike Atlantis, and he's very kindly redonated the CB back to me. So I have gone to the trouble of putting a microphone on it. I had to rewire this one, and oh, it took a long time messing about to get that microphone right. But there is now a microphone with it. So I'm going to raffle that off again on Sunday. So on Sunday's live stream, we're going to have another go at winning the CB radio. So if you still want to enter that and you haven't already, I'm going to do the draw on exactly the same video, which is the one from the 1st of November that announces the giveaway. So there you go. Catch you all tomorrow, people, around about the same time, 5:30. I've done it a little bit later because people are working, and I wanted to try and involve people that are just coming home from work, perhaps, and wanted to just jump on and see how we get on. But next week, we'll have some later streams so everybody can take part. So, yeah, stay safe, everybody. And don't forget, leave me some comments. Thumbs up if you liked it. And catch you tomorrow. If I can work out all my buttons and all the rest of it. So, bye for now.
Thank you.